Hello, today we have an exciting guest. He is traveling the world for a lot of years, and I met him probably 10 years ago. His name is Richard Girolami. He's from an Italian family, New York born, Hawaii based, but now pretty often in Europe. He's doing a kind of body work, but maybe that doesn't fit really what he's doing. It's a therapy, it's a great thing, and it's all about also body reading. And that's why he's here. We want to know, what is body reading and how maybe we can connect it with face reading? Hey Richard, happy to have you here. After all those years we know each other, I mean almost 10, now is the time to take this video, have an interview of your work, which is very intriguing, and so I'm glad to have you here in front of the camera. Thank you for taking your time.
Very exciting to be here, and you know how I feel about your work also, so thanks for having me.
Richard, we know each other for lots of years, I think almost 10 now. And I have lots of memories of sharing work and wisdom together. But there was one story that I still remember, which was in Hawaii in a Chinese restaurant, when the work that we do almost fits together, almost melted. And it was not work related because we were sitting in a Chinese restaurant. Do you remember the story?
Absolutely, yeah. And this was also when I just started to learn about face reading also, and I want to see how good it is in a restaurant. And then we said, hey, what can you tell me about this waitress? And yeah, she was a waitress. And then I saw her walk, and I said, okay, we talked about she's a hard worker. Maybe she's having some low back pain. And then we spoke of the shoes that she has on also. And then I said, and you? And I remember you're saying,
well, I said it's obvious that she's an artist and she's not usually prepared to be a waitress.
Yeah. And I still was a little bit skeptical. And when she brought the bill, I said, are you an artist? And she said, yes. How did you know? Huh? This absolutely was.
And then I asked for her hip issues that she has, and she also agreed on this. And that was the funny moment that we both acknowledged that what we do might be helpful for people.
Yeah.
When we
hey,
together.
It's good fun.
Face readers read faces, but we also look on body language, I have to say. It's not as important, but body language is a big help for us to acknowledge a situation. To read faces, we read emotions, personality, some weird stuff like life purpose maybe, and health. But I learned from you that it's not only about reading faces, it's also reading the whole body. And reading the whole body is not body language reading. It's maybe something about structure, but you're an expert in reading the body also for health reasons. Maybe you can give us some insights. What does it mean, body reading?
For body reading, you can tell sometimes things that you read, like some personality traits, but what I'm doing more with the body, people come and they have some situation, some changes they want to make, some patterns that start to form over time with everything, with diet, with stress, with exercise, with fitness, with work, and so we start to look on balance is a very important one, and we can naturally tell. We look on the body and we can see where blockages are. We can see this is a big part of what I'm doing every day, working with clients to find blockages.
How can I see disbalances in a body when someone is standing right in front of me?
Well, everybody knows an example when you see somebody and they're walking and it looks like a limp. It looks like when they're stepping on one leg, you can almost sense the pain, and then they put more weight to the other leg as they walk. So when you go in the city, it's great for body reading. Just you can watch people, and you can see even sometimes when the shoe is worn only on one side, or if I think so. When I look on your work, we know the basic characteristics when somebody is scared or angry. Everybody can tell this. And also for body reading, everybody has also inside a little bit a body reader. You can tell if somebody's in a threatening way. Oh, if I had no face, so you can look on my face, but you can tell if somebody's very tense, if they don't care. You can see a lot from the body also. And
So reading the way how someone walks and maybe stands is part of the body reading. What else is related to body reading then?
so when you have a face reading, they sit and you tell them from the face back to them. For body reading, it's more the person is also telling me their story. And then we start to look on the body. I maybe ask some questions also. And then we can start to find where blockages might be. And I ask them, what's the goal? What are they looking to do? Many times it's pain. Sometimes it's somebody have the head forward position, and it's years like this.
What does it mean, the head forward position? What does that mean in terms of health?
Well, the body shows what you did in the past years. It shows the way the life has lived, and so we're all in the same situation. Gravity pulls us down, and the spine makes more curves. And this means the head usually goes forward, or for some people, the shoulder and the chest goes down a little bit. For some people, the low back curve, lumbar curve goes deeper, and it goes from there.
Even talking about it, I try to.
We both have this. When someone sits in front of me, they try to make it right, and when they sit in front of you, they try to make the face.
Is that a common reaction? Is that already aligning with what you teach and what you treat?
So most people have something, a goal in mind, and even if it's a top athlete, they want to work on performance. So they're coming with something in mind, or oftentimes the doctor can't figure it out, or they get the different information from the physio, the Pilates teacher, and the doctor, and we want to try to get to the source of what the blockage is and which direction we should move to bring balance. Balance is one of my main message.
And that fits with the face reading, because we say the truth is in the middle, in the center. That is where the balance is. So it's about bringing people back to balance. And by reading their body, are they lying on a bench and then you read the body? Or are they standing right in front of you? Do I have to be naked for that? How does it look like?
Generally, the first time we meet, we have to kind of learn each other a little bit.
It's about trust also.
Definitely, because for you have a distance of a meter or 2 meters to do your work. I will have to touch, I will have to ask them to move. Generally, it's in underwear or a bathing suit or sport, something like this. And first we just stand, and this is not already, this is take trust for people to stand in front and show themselves. And always I look to give them positives first. What foundation do they have that's very good that they can build on this foundation? Mm-hmm. Then we start to look on what areas we can bring more balance. Mm-hmm. And nobody wants to hear this is wrong, this is no good. So people say this enough to themselves.
Mm-hmm. So you look for potential.
Absolutely.
Again, something we have in common with the face reading. Do you have a story you want to share of how much you were surprised by reading the body because you expected something different from the way how people acted or talked or walked? Is there something, maybe an insight you can share?
The funniest one is always for the people who's a left-hand person. Mm-hmm. And they come in and we don't talk about this at all, but when they're standing, it's not so easy to see. Sometimes you can, but when they lie down and I said, "Oh, you're a left-hander." "Oh, what? Really?" This is a funny one because left-handers, they always feel a little bit, hey, the scissor is not made for me, and you know. I think the most beautiful, the most meaningful for me is when and we talk maybe more about this, but when emotion is stuck in the body, and this can be from a trauma, this can be from surgery or just from childhood or whatever, and then we go to this area and we spend some time and we do a little bit of work, and then all of a sudden the emotion comes out, and sometimes we're both surprised by this. This is happening a lot. Yeah.
So are there single signs on the body that already tells you something? So for example, I mean, I can give some insights about myself. The older I get, I already notice few more lines here on my belly, and the lines I didn't have when I was younger. So, but they appeared, and I could blame it on age, but of course it's not only age. It's there must be a reason behind that.
So this was very surprising to me. The beer belly, for a man when they have a more of a belly to form.
You're not talking about mine.
No, not you, not you, not neither of us. But once I started to look more, you can see many men have this lumbar curve in the low back, and this pushed the intestine forward, and so it makes it look a lot more than it is. And once we can make some adjustment to the pelvis, to the curve in the lower spine, it's much flatter after. And I don't promise this for everybody, but once I saw this in photographs, I said, wow. Even my own photographs, I saw this.
That's what you're saying. So if a client wants to have that, you also take a photo.
Yeah.
And after some treatments, there is a significant change. You said not for everyone maybe, but for a lot of people. And so they can also visually see what has been changed.
If someone wants to do an intensive program, this means first we do analysis, then we do photographs. Then we start slowly 10 sessions together, and this slowly making changes. In between, they have exercises to do to lengthen the spine and do other things. And after the 10, sometimes they can't remember what it's like. So the photo, it's like, wow, there's been some real change.
So to read the body and then to do a treatment, I don't even know if that is the right word. I would say a treatment.
Yeah, a session or a treatment, something.
Okay. It's about the structure, it's about the balance, but what else can you work on when you do that?
So the first session with me, it's usually we're building trust. And my belief is that all humans, we collect experiences in the body. I know you also say in the face as well. And a lot of the stress, a lot of the tension starts to make like a crust or a shell. And so that first session, sometimes it can be very intense. We start to open that crust, and the person can clear it away. And this is a nice way to start in the first session. And sometimes it's very dramatic, can be emotional, or can make a new position on the shoulders, or the neck feels more free, things like this.
Already, thank you for a lot of insights. Before we come to an end, 2-3 more questions. One is, of course, there is a connection between the body and the face, and even for those who are not really experienced face readers, it's obvious when you have a pain somewhere here in the belly, it's visible in the face because you show the face of pain. But are there some issues on the body that may not be related to pain immediately, but can be seen because of a certain swelling or glam or shade in the face as well? And do you look on that?
So I think movement shows the most, because as soon as there's blockage, as soon as the energy slows to this area, as soon as the blood slows to this area, the movement is restricted. Sometimes the color doesn't look so alive, different people. Sometimes the skin shows it's not so happy as well. And so the work that I'm doing, it's not only to tell somebody or to find these issues. We have to work together to bring the attention to this area, bring the energy back there, bring the blood back there, bring the movement back, and then it's their responsibility to keep it. Once we find it, then we work together on it, and hopefully they can keep it now in a good way.
Good. To have you here as an expert is really a privilege, and we want to take advantage of it a little bit. a lot of people do that in the places where you travel to, and I know from my own experience, I meet you everywhere on the planet, like 20 countries, which is cool. And I also experienced that more and more people are interested in developing their body, doing a lot more in terms of health for their body. So they do stretching, they do yoga, they do a lot of other things. But I also saw a few people who did mistakes. Can you do even make a mistake by trying to do something good to you? So maybe you have a little bit of a tip or
Absolutely. This
advice.
is, uh, I feel very strongly about this. And I know our work goes well together from already. We've had clients coming to both of us. And uh, for this, let's just say somebody wants to do their favorite sport and they do it every day over and over again. And this makes those muscles, this makes those neural pathways strong. But all the other movements, all the other muscles, all the other ways of having fitness, they get neglected. They don't get the attention.
But can happen vice versa as well, if I only look on stretching.
Absolutely. So you can see it most easily with someone who only does yoga and someone who only does CrossFit, and they both should maybe think for balance to see the other's side a little bit. This is often a message that I give, and sometimes it's taken. Well, I think humans want to do what they're good at,
Yeah.
and they want to do what they really love, and so. And we're not taught this so easily. Nobody tells us, hey, balance is what will make you stay healthy for the long time, for the old age. And so this really is a message that comes quite often.
A good message, a yin-yang message, a day-night message. So I like that, of course. Maybe one of any other tip that you want to give the ones watching this video in terms of the body and what can I do for the body if I don't have a treatment, someone who gives me a treatment
Sure.
right next door. And maybe, honestly, sorry to stop you here as well, how can I acknowledge a good body worker, for example? I mean, I'm a face reader, I'm very skeptical. So if someone's telling me I do this and that, I always double check the face and then I have a good feeling or not so good. But what is the good sign for someone working on my body?
My best advice, which I give to everybody, and I work also with a lot of yoga teachers and a lot of trainers and people. When the body gives you a message, could be pain, could be just hey, it's numb, or something. Some message comes from the body. The first is we should pay attention on these messages, and the way I learned myself to handle this is when the body gives a message, it's ask me to please spend time with me in this place. And so it's very simple. Even if you don't know what to do, you can just go and spend time. And instead of worrying which exercise, which stretch should I do, just we measure in how many minutes per day you spend with this problem, with this message. And soon it's like a child or like a business. If you have some issue and then you have to go and spend time with this, and soon the issue starts to show itself more, and then it's moving in the right direction, and then it's gone. And I think also this, for me, for a body worker, I prefer, I give credit to the client. I ask the client to do a lot of work. If I do my work and they're not breathing and paying attention in the area where we work, the results are much less. And when we have a good result, I tell the client, you did very good work. More work is on the inside than on the outside. And for me, I like it when a body worker encourages and brings the attention to the place that gave the messages.
Okay, the body worker is encouraging, he's a motivator, is trying to inspire you. Those are good signs.
And if it's a relaxation massage, then okay, put on the music and relax, and then it's okay. But for serious change, yeah, this is the type of person that you're looking for.
So here's my very last question. it's COVID-19 related because I experienced myself. Yeah, come on, face reader and a mask, that was my first challenge. Second was I couldn't be close to my clients anymore. So live stream helped, Zoom, Skype, whatever helped. But for you, it must have been also a big challenge. Come on, body reading and treating bodies. So how do you do that from far off? So you were sitting at home for 6, 7 weeks and doing nothing, or what did you do?
Yeah, this is a challenge, absolutely. And of course, we're taking the precautions, and I do prefer to have my hands on somebody and be closer. This is a more effective way. But the way I look at my work, it's kind of my job to work together with somebody to find the key that they can open the next door to make the change that they like to change. So now it's possible to have a shorter. Usually I'm working 90 minutes, but now I can have a shorter time, a call where we can talk about the issues. We can look on new ways to interpret the message that's coming. And in this situation, the client will tell me the message they get from the body. I ask questions, we talk. We can still look a little bit on the body or on the movement, especially it's a little, like I know we talked about this. When you look at a picture with no movement, you can't see the micro expressions. Same for me with this. So on a video call, it's a little bit easier to see some movement. And so this I have to change recently, so I learned to do it a little bit more, and my clients are still pleased to have this. And we taught it sometimes at the same conference in the past, so courses where people can learn more about the body and really how to listen to their own body. This is what I really am most interested in.
So that's really good news. I could work with you online. I don't have to be with you in the same city, although even that is possible because you travel a lot,
Yep.
even under the circumstances we have at the moment. But I know that you're now more based in Europe, available, especially in mid-Europe. That's a good sign as well. But how can I get in contact with you? I guess through a website, right?
You can find me on my website, richardgirolami.com, and my last bit of advice to people is to have a breath and get out of the head and into the body where you can pay attention on some of these messages, and naturally the next step presents itself.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm sure paths will cross, we'll work together, and I can't wait to learn from you as well. Reading the body, to me, seems to be as important as reading the face. Thank you.
Thank you.